Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome back to my 31 Days of Horror in October, day 30. Now, today we're going to be talking about Boo. Now, Boo is a 2018 film which runs approximately 91 minutes and is written and directed by Luke Jaden. Now, he was responsible for Dark, Deadly, and Broken, and The Madman of Martyr. Now, this stars Jaden Piner as Caleb. He was in Moonlight. Rob Zabrecki as James. He was in Lost River, A Ghost Story, and Decay. And Aurora Perino as Morgan. She was in Gem, Truth or Dare, and Passengers. Now, this had a gross of $139,875, and it's definitely lighter fare than the thing I reviewed yesterday. Now, I know a lot of people have been picking this up from the Dollar Tree. I've had this one for a little while, and I was so eager to watch it. I specifically placed it more towards Halloween because of the subject matter, of course. Now, as I said, I wanted to review all the movies that didn't make it into What's in the Bag, Jay, just so everybody who wanted to see reviews on certain films got a chance to. Okay, this is a pretty simple story. What makes it complicated is the family, but I'll just get to the overall synopsis. A family, a very dysfunctional family, living in the suburbs, finds a package on their front door after a doorbell is rung, and they come out and find no one there. They find a paper bag which has some stuff in it. One of the things is a piece of paper that said, "You have just been booed." And it basically reads like a chain letter. It has poetry to it. I didn't write everything down that it said, but the what it basically says is you have to copy this and give it to somebody else in order for the curse to not get your family. Of course, the family, and I'll get into their dynamic in a minute, the family thinks it's garbage except for the youngest boy, and they completely disregard it. So they get cursed. That's pretty much the story. Odd things start to happen in the house, things start to happen to family members, the typical horror movie sort of trope. Now, the weird thing about this movie is the dynamic of the family. You have a father, it's a mixed marriage, so you have a white father and a black mother. The white father is extremely religious, and they don't allow Halloween in their house, which is going to end up being one of my cons, and I'll get to that in a minute. The mother is an alcoholic, basically, who spends most of her time at the bar while the oldest daughter watches her youngest son. The oldest daughter wants to go out and party with her friends, of course. The youngest son seems like the most normal kid in the family, and I'll get to that one in a second. The oldest daughter leaves the young son at home once to go out and have sex with her boyfriend. It's just the dynamic of the family is very off. The people are not likable at all, which is a big problem for me. Now, the son, who seems like the most normal one, spends his time, I think he's 12. Yeah, they said he was 12. Spends his time in the attic drawing pictures of horror things, which is fine. But if you look at the stuff he has around his room, he might be a future serial killer. He has like dolls with melted faces hanging up in his room, dolls that have pencils jabbed in the eyes with fake blood coming out. It's just very disturbing stuff for a religious family. So that was kind of hard to buy, and you want a character that you can kind of grab onto that has some sort of reality or that you can identify with. Not so. That kind of lost me with the kid. I was like, all right, the kid knows what's going on. You know, he's going to be trying to help his family. And he does for the most part. But when you see the kid, you're like, man, this kid's a piece of crap. There's something wrong with this kid. Um, Besides the family dynamic, one of the other things that I had a problem with is when you have a movie like this that is set around Halloween, you want it to have a Halloween feel. Well, because the family is religious and doesn't allow Halloween, they missed that opportunity to give you a really good Halloween feel with this film. Now, I did give this a 7 because I did find it entertaining for the most part. Okay, other than the cons that I have, you know, I can give some things a pass. And that is 7 Smash Pumpkins. Yeah, I'll get to that. Um, I did find it entertaining. It was a decent watch, but it took me a while actually to come up with a 7. This went from a 5 to a 6 to a 7. I kid you not. I really didn't know how I felt about this film after I watched it. And usually I can tell right away. It's like, hey, I like this movie. There's a few things I didn't like, but nah, you know, yada, yada, yada. This one I had to actually sit down and think about for a while. And it's not to say that it's an intelligent movie, because it's really not. It's just, there were things that really rubbed me the wrong way that I didn't know if I wanted to give a pass to. So, yeah. Like I said, I gave it a 7. Take it for what it's worth. It is at the Dollar Tree now in most places. I'm sure you'll find some kind of entertainment with it. Like I said, I think they missed the boat a little bit with the lack of Halloween feel to it, but you know, it is what it is. This is day 30, guys. Stay tuned for day 31, which is it. Tomorrow is it. This has gone by so fast. Yeah. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.